It's primary day in Nebraska, and officials believe this year may have the highest voter turnout ever. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, it's the May primaries, and due to the current pandemic, Nebraska may see its highest voter turnout despite lower visits to local precincts. It was slower than usual today at polling sites across the region, mainly because many people opted to cast early ballots and voting by mail. Many counties had light ballots. For instance, here in Scottsbluff County, Republicans were able to vote on their nominee for U.S. President, the U.S. Senate, and Nebraska's 3rd Congressional District. Other counties did have some contested races for things like local school boards, but by and large, most of the candidates who filed for office will automatically advance to the November general election. On the statewide level, Nebraska is the first in the nation to host in-person primaries since the heavily criticized election in Wisconsin 5 weeks ago in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. Election officials have repeatedly urged voters to cast in those early mail-in ballots, but Governor Pete Ricketts and Secretary of State Bob Evident both pledged to forge ahead with an in-person primary, even though many other states have rescheduled theirs or switched to all mail voting. Ricketts says members of the Nebraska National Guard will be on call to help short-staffed polling sites in 8 counties, including here in Scottsbluff County.
We will have National Guard who have volunteered to be able to help out with these polling places. They will not be in charge. This will be somebody from the county there that will be in charge of everything, but they'll be able to help out if there's a need to. If they're not needed, then they obviously won't be deployed. They'll not be in uniform, so they'll be just in regular whatever the polling workers are going to be wearing kind of thing. So, but they'll be available to help out in those 8 counties if necessary.
Ricketts says it's important for anybody who wants to go to the polls to be able to do so despite the current pandemic. Well, coming up after the break, a warmer stretch of weather coming in to get us through the rest of the work week. Bill Boyer's in with his Tuesday evening forecast right after this on KNEB.TV News.
Local lending. We're here for you from start to finish. Keeping money in our economy. Supporting local jobs. Giving back to our community. Investing in entrepreneurship. Making our quiet towns a destination. At Platte Valley Bank, we support local because we are local.
Take your career to the next level with Chadron State College's online Master of Business Administration program, taught by experienced professors who care about your success. The accredited, fully online MBA program is backed by CSC's more than 100 years of education leadership. Flexible 8-week courses let you work at your own pace wherever you are, and CSC's experienced professors are committed to your success. Chadron State College, real people, real results. Join us today at csc.edu.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the KNEB Storm Center, your trusted source for weather.
We're going to be dealing with windy conditions here to start the evening off. Winds still in that 20 to 30 mile an hour range. Temps fall down into the 40s, and then as we go overnight tomorrow, only getting down into the low 40s instead of the 30s like we had tonight. And we're going to rebound to a nicer day tomorrow that won't be as windy, but we are going to have to put up with some winds yet this evening. Very nice weather tomorrow. Some rain and storms move in late Thursday. Could see some Friday, maybe even into Saturday. By Sunday and next week, though, we're going to just be turning downright warm here across the region. We hit 36 for a low, 41 for a high. That's our normal low is 41. Didn't really move anywhere yesterday all day long. We ended up with nothing in the rain gauge officially yesterday, so still a little above normal. quite a bit above normal for the month, but still a bit below normal for the year. And look at what temps have done here over the course of the last 2 weeks. We had a couple 3 days here back right around the end of April and the 1st of May when temps were well above normal. We had a couple of roller coaster days here, up and down. Then we stayed about normal. But really, since the 7th of May here, for the last 5 days, we've been down here in this below to well below normal territory. And we're going to stay around normal. We'll bounce around a little bit here for the next couple of days, but it certainly looks like as we get into next week, we're going to be dealing with some warmer air here across the region. It's a tale of a couple of different air masses here across the region. It's 64 in Laramie, 61 in Scottsbluff, 54 right now over in Norfolk. Notice the warmer air off to our west, 67 in Wheatland. Contrast that with 45 in Gordon, 46 in Mullen, so a lot cooler here in the Sandhills, and winds are strong and gusty out of the southeast, some 20 to 30 mile an hour winds out there in many locations. It is a very gusty, breezy evening, and that's going to continue. Can't rule out a sprinkle or an isolated thunderstorm tonight. That's about it. Otherwise, clearing skies overnight. We'll call it partly cloudy for the most part, and lows going to primarily be in the 30s and to low 40s for most of us. Pocket of some low to mid 40s here in the valley and down into Cheyenne. As we take a look at tomorrow, skies are going to be sunny to start the day. Clouds are going to build in the afternoon. We'll see an increase of those. And some late day showers and storms start to come in, possibly late tomorrow night. They're going to be very light, isolated storms. Only about a 20% chance of those tomorrow. And then as we go into early Thursday, we're going to set the stage for a little more active weather on Thursday. 70s to near 80 tomorrow. That is going to be much warmer than where we are today. It's going to feel much nicer out there. And rainfall totals are going to be very light, if at all. Just a couple of hundredths to maybe if you get under one of those heavier showers tomorrow. They're going to be very isolated tonight and tomorrow. Again, most of us will not see much of them. Just about a 20% chance of it. It'll be just generally windy with partly cloudy skies. Lows down around 42 tomorrow. Increasing clouds, not as windy. Really a nice day tomorrow. 77 your high for tomorrow. And that forecast stays pretty decent for the most part. Thursday, we have a really good chance of some late day storms, I think. Friday, some scattered late day storms. Highs only around 70. Coolest day on Saturday, it looks like upper 60s for highs. Wednesday, we turn breezy back to near 80. And look at Monday, Tuesday of next week. We could be flirting with 90 again with dry conditions here. And we'll officially get to the middle of May, past our average last frost freeze date. And it certainly looks like the weather's going to cooperate as we start the next week in May.
At 21st Century Equipment, we're proud to introduce the new Build Your Own tool. Build the John Deere you've been wanting and see how affordable it really is. Visit 21stcenturyequipment.net to build your own compact utility tractor, mower, or gator. It's easy to add implements, attachments, and view financing options. Build the exact tractor for your needs at a price you can afford, all from the comfort and safety of home, with the new Build Your Own tool at 21stcenturyequipment.net.
As farmers make plans to return to their fields for spring planting, we urge farmers to be alert to the dangers of working near overhead power lines. Electricity is one of the most overlooked, yet deadly hazards of working on a farm. Beware of increased height when loading and transporting equipment on trailers. Avoid raising the arms of planters or cultivators or raising truck beds near power lines. So let's take extra caution this spring planting season. This message brought to you by
Roosevelt Public Power District, your touchtone energy partner, the power of human connections.
At TC & More in Scottsbluff, we have toys and puzzles for your children, or they make a great gift. TC & More has craft activities, pretend play toys, and dozens of puzzles and games for all ages. We also have the largest supply of Melissa and Doug toys. And we still carry all of your classroom essentials. Remember to like TC & More on Facebook. TC & More, 1621 Broadway, beautiful downtown Scottsbluff.
Welcome back. Unified Command confirms one new case for COVID-19 here in Scottsbluff County. The latest case is a male in his 30s and is a travel-related case. PPHD health officials say the investigation is complete. All close contacts will be quarantined and actively monitored twice daily for fever and respiratory symptoms, and there are no community exposure sites identified. Through Monday evening, there have been 75 total cases for the Panhandle. 44 people have already recovered and 0 deaths. Currently, there are 21 active cases in Scottsbluff County, 7 in Morrill County, 2 in Cheyenne County, and 1 active case in Dawes County. And let's take a look at those statewide numbers now. As you can see, Nebraska has now hit the 100 mark for confirmed deaths related to the coronavirus. And Douglas, Dakota, and Hall counties continue to be the hardest hit areas from this latest pandemic. You can find all the information on the latest state's information regarding coronavirus on the DHHS dashboard. And turning to the courts now, as a 25-year-old Omaha man is facing several charges stemming from an early Saturday morning disturbance at a Gering residence. Court documents say Jose Lara was arrested on charges including terroristic threats, use of a weapon to commit a felony, and criminal mischief. Police say over the course of the evening, Lara and the victim had been drinking. He had gotten upset and threw a landscaping rock into her vehicle's windshield. He then went into the house and grabbed a large knife, prompting the woman to call the police. He was arraigned on the charges yesterday. Bond's been set at $80,000 at 10%, and he's scheduled to be back in court on Thursday for his preliminary hearing. Well, straight ahead, Chabella Guzman will be in with a check-in on Ag News. We'll have that right after this on KNEB.TV News.
Yeah, I like to snag a couple crinkle fries before I pass it to the back. It's a dad tax, kiddos, and everyone's got to pay.
This chair is way too big. It's perfect for us. This one's tiny. That's 'cause it's mine. Hey, this chair is just right. This bed is way too hard. It's perfect for me. This bed is way too soft. Just what I needed. This bed is just right. So come on over to Leeds Heads.
Home buying is filled with decisions. Neighborhood, floor plan, fenced yard. Make one choice that's easy. Start with FNBO first. We'll guide you home. Home buying is filled with decisions. Square feet, fixer-upper, room to grow. Make one choice that's easy. Start with FNBO first. We'll guide you home.
This is KNEB.TV Ag News from the FNBO Ag Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
Potato planting is underway at the Legacy of the Plains Museum outside of Gering. Dick Cookshausen, a volunteer at the museum, tells us more on the potatoes and the seed, which comes from Thompson Seed in Berea.
You plant potatoes at the rate of about a ton to an acre. It takes a lot of seed, and so you have to cut them up, and each little seed, each little piece will produce a plant. So we will, out of these potatoes that we have here, we'll plant about 2.5 acres. The ones we're cutting here will be about an acre. Then we have some other bags back there of potatoes that we will have to cut, and those will be about 1.5 acres.
Cookshausen explains more on the prepping of the potatoes for planting.
We got the potatoes and they were in a big bag, in a big tote. We dumped them in our little Lockwood potato box here, which hooks up to our sorter, and then we can run those potatoes through the sorter, and we got the smaller ones out. They fell through, and those were plantable right away. And then the other ones we're picking up, and we're taking them over here to the cutter, and we run them through the cutter, and then the cutter cuts them in 4 pieces as each potato comes through there.
Cookshausen says the potatoes are planted each year for the museum's annual fundraiser in the fall.
Well, and people really enjoy coming out here. And, I think more people, when you talk about our Harvest Festival, first thing they think is potatoes. And so we have people been coming out here since they started that and picking potatoes. Now they're bringing their grandkids or their kids and their grandkids out here and getting potatoes. And it helps our organization, which I think is a worthwhile cause. So
the Legacy of the Plains Museum volunteers will plant the potatoes this week when the weather allows. The Harvest Festival is typically held in September, where people are allowed to wander through the potato field and pick their own bag.
Small business, you're the engine that makes our communities thrive. That's why we're with you, providing more for you, so you can focus on what matters most. small business, you're the engine that makes our communities thrive. That's why we're with you, providing more for you, so you can earn more, save more, and do more.
Get the incredible power of iPhone SE free from Viera Wireless. It's the most affordable way to experience iPhone, along with our Share More or Unlimited plans. Stay connected to life with all the talk, text, and data you can handle. Now starting as low as $30 a month per line. So make the switch to Viera today at your friendly local store or with our new limited contact takeout service or online at Viera.com. Viera Wireless, where we make you our priority. See full offer details at Viera.com.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
Let's take a look at what's happening on today's community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
At Elite Physical Therapy, we provide preventative and rehabilitative treatments that maximize function and promote well-being for patients of all ages. With 2 locations in Scottsbluff and Gering, we offer the convenience of you choosing your location with the same great services no matter where you go. Stop into one of our locations today, in Scottsbluff at 214 West 27th Street or in Gering at 10th and M Street, and see what Elite Physical Therapy can do for you. Treatment you need and care you deserve.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want you to plan for tomorrow while you enjoy today. With our personalized trust and estate planning services, our trust services can help you do just that. When it comes to estate planning, you should seek professional help. And when you do, you should have confidence in the financial institution you choose to handle your trust. At Platte Valley Bank, we pride ourselves in keeping our trust operations local and serving our friends and neighbors. We offer a highly personalized, full line of personal trust and estate planning. Give us a call today and see how our trust services can help you.
And finally tonight, the Riverside Discovery Center Zoo reopened on Monday with additional safety measures in place after closing to the public on March 13th due to the coronavirus pandemic. Zoo Director Anthony Mason told KNDB News they have signs outlining safety recommendations throughout the zoo with social distancing decals and markers. Mason says they do have a restriction of having a maximum of 100 visitors on the grounds at any one time.
If we are to hit that capacity and then people leave, we'd be able to let more people back on grounds. We think it's a fair number, and it does allow people to still spread out throughout the zoo. And we're pretty happy that we're just able to open right now, and excited to see people again, even with restrictions. We think it's really great to be continuing our mission.
Mason did note that the playground, dino dig, and splash pad will remain closed until government and health officials determine it to be safe. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you here next time.